Okay, so this is my 2025. This is the Rebel 1100, and this is my first bike. I've never ridden a motorcycle prior to taking my MSF course earlier in May, but other than that, this is my first bike. So I'm just gonna share a little bit on the experience. Yeah. So one of my friends is actually a salesman at a Honda dealership here in Crofton, Maryland. And I went in there, I checked them out, I checked out the bikes. I definitely had my eye on this bike like around the COVID time when you couldn't get one. Back then I didn't have any motorcycle experience. I didn't even know how to brake or shift one of these, but years later, 2025, I finally got my license and I had to go pick out a bike. So when I picked it out, I sat on the 500, the Rebel 500. It felt really good. It felt really light. It felt like I would have been really comfortable getting started on that bike. But something about this bike really caught my attention. The Rebel 1100. I think it was the size. And it's just a good-looking bike. So after I passed my MSF course, I didn't really feel comfortable riding it. So I went in, I bought it, signed everything up. It cost me a little bit over $9,000 plus fees. And then I had it shipped to my house because where I live at is in Silver Spring and Crofton. It's a bit of a drive on highway mainly, so I was definitely not comfortable doing that. So I definitely took my time getting to know this bike, getting to understand it, the weight, the way it turns, the power delivery, different modes. That's the other thing I really liked about this one, because they had like 3 different modes. And so I felt a little bit comfortable starting out on rain mode. So rain mode really, I think it really helped me out because it kept the power down. Yeah, that's mainly it. Kept the power down, kept the bike in a safe driving mode. So I bought it towards the end of May. It's now here, October 2nd. So, and I've put only about 200 miles on it. So I haven't really ridden much, but every single time I take it out, I get a little bit more comfortable with it. And then I noticed when driving this thing, one of the biggest things was the wind. So I've never ridden a motorcycle before, and the wind is just something that it just threw an extra layer of uncomfortableness while riding it. But I looked at the market, looked at different windshields. I didn't want something so big. Here, I'll show you guys. So I didn't want something so big that took away from the look of the bike. And it took me a while. Looking at different things and just deciding what to pull the trigger on. So I didn't want something big. So this thing right here, I actually just put it on a couple days ago, and it makes a big difference. Like now, like around 50, 60, the bike is comfortable. Anything above that, you still get more wind, like towards the upper half of your body, but definitely changed the ride. Like now I even feel more comfortable riding it now that the wind is not trying to blow me off of the bike. I'll share the Puig model of this and I'll put it on the description. But this bike, man, is sharp. It just keeps growing on me. Every free time I get, I get to take it out, which isn't very much because I work a lot. But this thing's dope. So I know that there's some videos out there. A lot of people like the dual clutch model, and it seems cool. However I come from, I had like manual vehicles, so I definitely wanted to experience shifting one of these for my first bike, or in general. Maybe at one point I will go for something that's automatic, but for now, while I'm still learning, definitely got to do the 6-speed. So yeah, so I don't have much riding experience of any other motorcycle out there really. I know I needed something that my legs weren't curled all the way back. So this mid control, so this mid control setup is actually pretty nice. So my legs aren't tucked all the way back and they're not stretched out too much forward. I think I may want to, I see that there's a way that you can extend the controls. So I may get some extended controls just to try them out, see if I feel more comfortable with that. But other than that, this is a good setup. I feel very comfortable where my feet are. The next thing I'm probably gonna do is these foot pegs. They're a little bit small. I always feel like I'm searching for them when I'm riding it, and I don't really want to look down when I'm riding it. So, but yeah, I find myself looking down. So I think some floorboards here would make it a little bit more comfortable. I'm gonna try that before I do the forward foot controls. So the ignition is here on the side. I'll show you guys what that looks like. This display is pretty cool. Again, my first experience, I think this gives me all the information I need when I'm riding it, so I get to know what gear I'm at. Definitely knowing that I'm in neutral helps a lot, though I always still test it out because that's just what the instructors told me. Don't trust what the screen tells you, so I always check. But yeah, let's turn it on. If you made it this far into my video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, leave a comment so I know, so I can get some feedback. And subscribe. I am probably gonna do more of the travel type content, maybe travel with the bike, but this should be a good video. Thank you so much.